What's going on, guys? It's QuazyDog here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the assembly process of your new gaming chair from the fine folks over at PulseLabz. Now, of course, before we go through the assembly, I do want to run you through what is in the box and go over the box contents. Now, starting at the very top, we do have that star base. This is what holds all of your casters and will support the overall weight of the chair. Here we do see the actual shoulder or back headrest cushion that of course rests on the top of the chair. Next, we're looking at the back of the chair itself, and in that bag we do have the lumbar support cushion as well. This will simply sit on the chair, as you will see later on in the video. Moving ahead, we do have some English instructions, and as we speed through, we're just going to go over exactly what's in the box. Here we have your levers for your side controls. Inside this box, we of course have your hydraulic control. This is what's going to allow you to utilize a lot of the functions that the chair has to offer in itself. Speeding ahead here, we're going to take a look, and we're looking at the base here. Of course, the side arms and the armrests are pre-installed for your convenience, which is fantastic, and a couple of housekeeping items in this final box, along with documentation on how to set this up in another language for you. Now, the one nice thing that I do like, and what you can see here, is your side screws to actually put the back onto the base are pre-installed. Simply take the included tool, unscrew those, and that will give us the ability to go ahead and attach the back onto the bottom support. You will notice that I am wearing white gloves as well. These are included inside the box itself, and just offers maybe a little bit cleaner of an installation, as well as a nice little experience. So what you could do as per the instructions is lay the actual bottom on the back side and go ahead and just shimmy up the actual backrest itself. As you push it tighter and tighter, you will see the screw holes will begin to line up on the sides, helping you attach the backrest to the actual bottom portion of the chair. Taking a closer look, of course, you can see that these screw holes do line up pretty well. Simply insert those screws that we took out in step 1, tighten those in. You're going to want to use the top and the bottom holes. Please skip the middle hole for now. We will be using that for something else very soon. Taking a look, I found it a little bit easier to do two different things here, one of which was taking off those white gloves. Though it is a nice overall experience, I did find that it made the Allen key a little bit more slipperier than I'd like it to be, and I had an easier time just using my hands to twist these nuts in place. But the other thing is, I found that I had an easier time securing the backrest on the second side when I utilized this in a side position so I could actually stand up. Taking a look here now, we now have the covers themselves. This is just to dress up those screw holes. You're going to take that side pillar, you're going to line it up with the hole and just snap it in place. You can see here we're adding a little bit of pressure. Don't be scared of it. You will hear two snaps, one for the center post and then one to kind of go in that little riveted section. And taking a look here, you can see a second look at it. You're going to go ahead, just give it a little bit of pressure until you can hear it click. Sometimes things don't quite line up. Push them into place, push down, and you're all set. Next, we're going to put the hydraulic press portion on the bottom. Same thing as we saw before with the screws on the backrest. Your 4 screws will be positioned already pre-installed on the bottom. Simply unscrew those, take your time. Once we have those unscrewed, we're going to do a quick test fit of the hydraulic unit on the bottom of the chair. Now, please keep in mind that it is labeled for the front, and you're going to want to make sure that is pointing to the front of the chair, just so you're going to go ahead and make sure that everything gets installed smoothly and to make sure that everything works. Now, you can go ahead, finger tighten those screws in. Now, what you want to do is once all 4 are in, both to have the ability to line it up properly and just make sure that the screws are put in the right way, you're going to want to go ahead and install these in a star pattern. So instead of going clockwise with your tightening, you'll see here in a moment that we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to move almost like the points of a star, and we're going to do different corners kind of adjacent to each other and just go around. Keep them tight until they really don't tighten down anymore. You don't have to go crazy with it. We don't want to be stripping any screws. I was able to finger tighten these in and everything went very smoothly. Next, we're going to install the casters. Now, Don't worry if they don't go right into the base. What I found was putting too much pressure on the caster actually caused it to just bend ahead a little bit. And you can see here by using my thumb right above that actual post itself, it was able to be installed very smoothly with just one swift downward motion. I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit here with a fast forward after this caster, and you will see how easy these two went in. This one we did intentionally leave into this installation guide because there may be a point in time where some of them do give you a little bit of grief. Just make sure that you are persistent. It will go in eventually. Everything is okay. I actually went ahead and left in something that I wouldn't suggest that you do, and it should be coming up here in just a moment. So you don't want to actually flip this over and put downward pressure. You will notice that what's happening is because, of course, the caster is rounded, it's causing the post to go in slightly crooked. When I flip this over and give it a last attempt, it seems to go almost right in, as if I shouldn't have ever had any problems. So on the homeward stretch, we're going to go ahead, we're just going to put the actual hydraulic unit itself into the hole. Make sure that you do take off that cap. We're going to need that off for the installation of the chair itself. Before you put the chair down as well, please put the collar on. This is something that you won't have the opportunity to fix later on because everything is snugly put in place once the chair is on top. Now, I would recommend having a second person available to help you line this up. It was fairly easy to do by myself, of course. It was a little bit more awkward to keep everything on camera, but if you don't have a second person, one should be enough, but it is a recommendation just to make everything a little bit smoother. Put a little bit of pressure on the chair, and that should fuse right into place. Lastly here, what we're going to do is just install our actual arms. These arms are going to be for your recline lock, as well as the up and down adjustment of the actual seat itself. Now, if a keen eye is watching this video, you may notice that I've actually put the left on the right and the right on the left. Just make sure that you are reviewing your installation guide, or maybe keeping a closer eye on this video when you're installing and putting together your chair, but these things very easily pull right off and you can fix that very small mistake if you make it like I did. On the homeward stretch here, guys, simply take your neck or lumbar support cushion, take the elastic, stretch that right over the top, and of course, this can be adjusted up and down slightly based on your personal height. This chair is made for very tall users. I myself am only 5'10", so I find I have to pull that down just a little bit farther. And lastly, we have the lumbar cushion for the bottom of the seat for just the small of your back. This does not have any sort of way to affix it to the chair, so it just kind of sits there. And congratulations, you have put together your brand new PulseLabz gaming chair. A full review of this chair will be coming out very shortly in the future, but this was a very quick video to show you guys how easy it is to put together, how quick it is to put together, and just the overall quality of the chair. So I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this at all helpful, please go ahead, leave a like, and do not forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Take care.